Why would someone not want to join an AK position?
I don't know, I guess $8,000 a month, you know, inflation, you know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. As you can see, Katowice is like a beautiful city and it's safe. It doesn't take a genius to realize why is it safe. It's not about immigrants, it's about what type of immigrants. You look at Dubai. Dubai has a lot of immigrants, but they don't import people with criminal records. There's something I saw on Twitter, it's like someone was complaining, oh, Europe, you know, it's so bad, no company wants to hire me. And someone responded, bro, just come to the UAE. And then the original guy said, oh, I got declined because of my criminal record. So like the people leading Europe are importing the worst of the worst. This is like the insanity. It's not about immigrants. Like America was built with immigrants. Good amount of immigration is healthy, but it's about who you import. If you import criminals, murderers, rapists, this is what's happening in Europe. Yeah, so now in Vectel, we're adding a pretty big major feature, chat histories. You'll be able to see your previous chats right here. And now, you know, you can work on this chat, which is related to a workout. You can just click on a new chat. And if you need to go back and, you know, talk about your workout, it's always here in the previous chats button, just like all of your other chats. Yo, so few questions about the chats. How far back does it go? Is there a limit? How many chats are saved or no?
I mean, it saves the chats like the newer ones, right? So I'm doing that fix and it should be good to go.
I think we can release it right away. Is there any reason why I shouldn't do it? Or like, is it ready?
No.
So you know the GQ series, 10 things you can't live with it.
Yeah.
What are 10 things you can't live with it?
I mean, my MacBook Pro M3 Max 128 gigabytes, it's essential. Yeah, chewing gums, Orbit need to sponsor me because I go through like one of these a day, honestly. A bathtub, I cannot live without a bathtub, it's OP. You know, after a long day of work, a hot bath, like there is nothing better. AirPods, absolutely OP. A standing desk, because anytime I go anywhere, into any hotel, I just create a standing desk. Usually the easiest setup is like this, right? You take a chair and you put it on the table. Like this. And here even is a good height, see? Like this is a tested setup, like boom, good height. I could easily work like this. You can always create a standing desk. Like this is, I think every apartment has enough stuff to create a standing desk.
So at what point would you sell Vectel to investors?
I don't think I would sell it fully ever, but you know, 10%, 15%, 20%. I'm open to raising money in the short to medium term future.
Do you have any people interested in investing?
I do. I cannot probably disclose publicly, but yeah, some very famous, prominent people in the entrepreneur, you know, business, personal brand space.
In the startup world, it's kind of common to like lose sleep and not take your health as seriously, just to fully grind on your startup. Do you not have that same mindset?
No, I'll have to get 9-10 hours of sleep every day. If you sleep 3 hours, 4 hours, like in the San Francisco grind culture, you simply cannot make rational decisions. Don't go to parties, don't hang around with people who bring you down. If you just don't do these things, you almost succeed by default. People always want to add to the fucking morning routine and shit like that. But honestly, like if you removed things from your life, if you removed negative people and just set yourself up so that working is easy, exercising is easy, sleeping well is easy, you have no other option but to succeed.
Before you cut off your friends, I think you want to try to motivate them to follow you along your mission. How do you motivate people, motivate your friends, and when do you know how to stop?
Fundamental truth in life is that you cannot change people. So even if they're your best friend, sooner or later you have to make the hard decision to cut them out. You have to have that difficult conversation, otherwise you will have this person bringing you down for the rest of your life.
What were you saying about Codex?
Yeah, I was saying that it's actually pretty impressive. For example, here, I just told it to add a massive feature into our app. It changed or created 17 different files. And by that alone, I can see that it understands the code base. And this alone is pretty impressive. It understood our custom abstraction of perspectives. It understood what front-end files to create, that it needs to change the pydantic models. Yeah, this AI agent is definitely the future. OpenAI really cooked with this one. And honestly, it might be their biggest release of the year so far. Like, this is very promising. All I want to do now is just use Codex to build Vectel. So in the last 3 hours alone, we have over 20 commits in our Vercel here in the commit history, and like majority of them are the devs using Codex. So this one release by OpenAI is doing wonders for our productivity. It's actually crazy. If my thoughts on AI first software being correct, and that there will be AI agents everywhere, and that AI can massively improve your productivity if executed correctly, if those underlying beliefs are true, then all we really need to do is keep working on the product, keep testing, keep experimenting, until we hit that balance, that perfect space where Vector is easy to use and has powerful AI agents that save you tons of time and do a lot of work for you autonomously. Yeah, so we're here.
So what are you doing right now?
I'm waiting for a developer to join the call. He's late.
And you just had one call with a developer, right?
Yeah, and then I have another call. So I have 3 screening interviews today, but if this guy doesn't join, then I guess makes the hiring process a bit easier, you know?
Why would someone not want to join an AK position?
I don't know, I guess $8,000 a month, you know, inflation, you know. First screening interview I had like 3-4 months ago, he seemed pretty competent, he seemed capable, but then in the second technical interview, when I told him to open up Cursor and, you know, show me how he works, it was a disaster. Didn't know anything. His main AI model was GPT-4o Mini. But the first call, the screen interview, he was like pretty impressive and seemed like he knew what he was talking about. So you never know until they start working. I'm not gonna hire people who are not using AI tools.
How many interviews did you do so far, would you say?
I mean, I can count it. So that guy, like 8, I guess.
It's not a lot.
8 or 9, yeah.
And how many applicants do you have for the Google Forms?
Like 1,200.
So what would you say is the main criteria you're looking for in those forms?
I mean, there's a lot, like work availability, right? If someone, like this guy only said 5 days a week and now he doesn't show up. It's not a coincidence, I guarantee you, because my other guys said either 6 or 7 days a week availability, right? And this is a startup, so keep in mind, this is not like someone with 6 kids trying to get a safe, easy job, right? People understand like this company, if we are not locked in, this company will not survive.
Yeah.
So on startup, if you just like do the bare minimum and, you know, don't show up to screening interview, all that, like you're not gonna make it. So if you could like do the first thing, what would it be to change it? Okay, so my next question is, if your previous clients or bosses, people you worked with would rate you, what would they say?
What's the most unexpected use case you've seen so far for Vector?
People using it for research or study, just like web search. But honestly, I need to do this more. Give my phone, it's a good idea. I need to like research how people use it more. The best thing is like upskilling people, you know, preparing them for the age of AI. Encouraging, like think about this, encouraging critical thinking, encouraging creativity in school. What is taught in school right now? Memorization, completely useless. LLMs have memorized the entire internet. So what should be taught is creativity. Current school system is completely against creativity and uniqueness and stuff like that. So if it was actually encouraging this, then people would have the skills to be ready for the AI age. What's the point of banning ChatGPT during a test? Exactly. Like you'll have ChatGPT in your pocket your entire life. So why should you memorize a random fact about what happened in the 1400s?
What kind of system would you propose?
I think it needs to be way more individualistic. Like spotting each child's talents and developing them for those talents. Way more personalized. Instead of having like classes of 20 to 30 based on age, those would be like based on interests. And it could be like kids from different age, like that's completely arbitrary. Having kids like grouped based on age, because some kids are retarded, some kids are geniuses, and they're like learning together, and usually at the slowest kids pace. So the clever ones are just sitting there bored, completely wasted potential. And also like the modern school system was created in an age of industrial revolution, where you had to take peasants who were illiterate and turn them into factory workers. So it was designed to be like very rigid, very step by step. Just follow the authority figure, don't ask questions, listen to the teacher so that you are a good worker, you know? And you don't revolt and you don't have too many original ideas.
What would you say a perfect day looks like for you?
It's a good question. Needs to involve something getting accomplished, right? Because if I reflect on the days when I went back to bed the happiest, it was when I accomplished something difficult. See, now we're in the bike lane and people are like fucking annoyed by it, but like in life you get nowhere if you follow the rules. Sometimes you need to break the rules a bit, you know? Obviously, you don't want to land yourself in jail, but like if we're recording and there's a good angle and we have to be in the bike lane, nobody cares.
Yeah, and plus, let's be real, guys. Would you rather have this view or this view, you know? So that's why we were in the bike lane.
Yeah.
Breaking the rules. What do you think of living in a spot like this, just out in the wilderness? 'Cause you live in Dubai, it's a complete contrast to what you're used to.
Yeah, but I think that's a good life, you know, having contrast. Like, Dubai is a super city. People who hate, this is interesting, right? All the people who hate on Dubai, they cannot afford living there. And yeah, like 95% of the time, if someone is hating on Dubai, they cannot even travel there. They cannot even spend a week there and really live there. So you can ignore that opinion. But honestly, like, I don't live there 100% of the year. I'm maybe there like 6 to 8 months of the year, tops. And rest of the year I can be anywhere I want. Once I have multiple kids, I'll probably spend even less time in Dubai.
And speaking of kids and settling down, how many kids do you think you'd want?
Like 10 to 15.
Minimum?
Like the legit way, you know? 10 to 15 the legit way.
Legit way meaning one girl?
No, 10 to 15 legit way meaning like manual way. And then
Okay,
10,000, I mean, ideally with one girl, but then 10,000 with IVF, like a sperm bank. Because we need to put in the work, bro. Like the birth rates are falling. And even if I had 10 to 15 kids, that doesn't make any real dent in the actual issue of European people dying out. So,
Are you vaccinated, by the way?
no. Why would I take a vaccine and get something that even in the first 2 weeks it was obvious it's only targeting old people and sick people, right? Like within the first 2 weeks of COVID, everybody knew that it's the oldest people at risk and the people that are fattest and most unhealthy that are at risk. And most people who did it completely regret it. So I didn't take the vaccine and I could not be happier about that decision.
So you've driven a BMW M5, Porsche, M4, RS3. What's your favorite?
M4 competition. It's the most sporty. The M5 handles too well. So even though the M5 was faster, like 730 horsepower, you didn't feel like you were going, 140. You felt like going 90. It's just like, what the fuck? The M4 was way more sporty. Okay, we're testing the drone. It's indoors, definitely safe location. Oh, drone is moving. Let's not crash it though. Bro, chill. Yo. Whoa. Bro, just landed, bro, just landed.
Whoa.
Whoa. The drone is chasing me. You often hear people saying like, oh David, but not everything is about money. But then those are the same people who work a job they hate 5 out of 7 days of the week. So perhaps not everything is about money, but 5 out of 7 things, which is like 71% of things is about money.
How much money do you think is too much money? like, do you believe, for example, Elon Musk deserves to have 300 bill?
Yeah, because people buy his products. It's all the liberals who bought Teslas who hate on Elon for being the richest man in the world. The capitalist system, if you make products and services that people buy, you get compensated for it. Elon didn't trick his way into millions of people buying Teslas. So much he said that He can do 2 minutes without crashing the drone. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The drone is recording too?
Yeah.
Crazy clip, right? Got my snack, my breakfast.
Whoa.
Bro, you didn't give
Whoa.
it. You didn't tell me any
Whoa.
instructions.
Wait, go up. Left
Up.
and like up. Bro, he just
You didn't tell me anything, bro. Oh, that's crazy, bro. Oh, the wind is making it move. Bro, I never fly drone before, you know? So it's not generated by AI? The background agent, which you click next to each task, and you know the AI autonomously works on your task in the background. Everybody can understand that, and you can explain it to a 5-year-old, you know, to like a 12-year-old even. And also, it has a high perceived value, the background agent, because no other task management app lets you do this. So after people experience that in Vectel, and especially once we make the feature really good, they're just not gonna leave, because you cannot go back into Notion or Todoist or ClickUp where there's no AI working on your tasks. It's just, you know, much higher perceived value. It's like in Vectel, the AI actually works on your tasks autonomously. As we add more integrations, as we add MCP support, Google Calendar integration, more tools, more and more tasks will become possible to be completed fully. But even if they're not completed fully, it's still valuable to run a powerful reasoning model on it, do some web search, summarize the results into actionable steps. Like, you can still reduce the friction of completed tasks, right? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna keep improving the background agent, add a team plan. We're gonna release the mobile app. We finally have the DNS number that was holding us up, so now we need to just apply to Android and iOS. And then a proactive agent in the chat that proactively messages you, like, hey Maciej, you know, this task has been sitting here for 4 days, let me help you get started. Something like that, you know. Also, it will teach people about the app, because a lot of users don't even know what Vectel is capable of. And a lot of people don't even know how to use the task management app. I think that's a bigger issue than we probably realized, you know. Because, like, for me, the value in Vectel is obvious, but a lot of people might have some vague goal they want to do, but they don't even know how to turn it into actionable tasks. Like, it sounds crazy, but it's true. So we need to figure out, like, the fundamentals. Basically, I need to take everything I've learned about productivity over the last 8 years and turn it into a software product that helps you be as productive as possible, even if you're a total noob, you haven't read a single self-improvement book, you've never done anything productive in your life. This app, it should do everything for you, as much as possible for you. So that all you really need to do is tell it what goal you want to achieve. I don't think people understand how crazy this place was.
But there's more paperwork in that than there was renting your RS3, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, even when I rented the M5, it's just all like $200,000. Like, they just want a driving license and like 5K zloty deposit. So like, it's like 1.2K dollars. Here we're getting 2 bikes,
Two forms of ID.
2 forms of ID, address, like photos. Not bad.
That was fun.
Now we need some steak. It's probably safer to become an alcoholic than become a league addict.
The thing about being an alcoholic, you probably get some stories, you know?
Exactly.
You go out.
And at least some fun. The issue with being a league addict is that you fucking lose your mind and you go crazy.
So right now we either have to get a Bolt or walk to a restaurant because our RS3 is blocked in. They were looking for us, so we had to walk away.
Yeah, we had to sneak away and pretend like we don't live there. We managed to leave without the police officer even seeing us.
How would you recommend people should prioritize investing?
I mean, always investing into yourself will have the highest value, right? Like starting your own business, hiring another employee, whatever it is. If there's like an expert in your field, right, who has done exactly what you want to do and he has like some course or some paid community, like I don't think there's a better investment you can make, you know? People will hesitate to buy a $500 course and they will go 200K into debt to get a college degree that is like completely outdated and irrelevant. You know, with your spare income, I think like everybody should invest at like 5-10% what they make a month into like investments, right? Into assets. So I think the simplest one in S&P. Like, it's the index of 500 biggest American companies. It's like the safest possible investments, the most proven, has like 150 years track record. Once you want to, you know, step up your investment game, I would start researching Bitcoin. But most people aren't willing to put in 100 hours of research into anything. So they'll just like buy some random stock, buy some random meme coin, buy an apartment in a random city without like doing any research. Just random shit, and they always underperform the S&P. Always. There's so many different investment vehicles that just are way more work than buying an index fund and that underperform S&P. So many investment vehicles, nearly everyone, like probably like 98% of investment opportunities underperform the S&P, and they're more work. I guess we leave it then.
Okay, so we have 30 minutes for the sauna to heat up.
I don't know. Doesn't feel like it's working though.
Look.
Look, we have a pizza. We're going to sauna. Like, this is top 5 male experience, you know?
We've never tried this, so.
Yeah, if you don't try this, you're missing out. Like, look at this. A sauna, private, no police anymore. Imagine if this shit isn't heated.
It doesn't feel heated, bro.
No fucking bullshit.
Did you want to eat a pizza and sauna?
Now we have a pizza. No fucking sauna.
It's actually getting